Welcome back once again to How to Cook Great Food. On the menu today, and as you can see right there, just finished, we're making the national dish of Ethiopia, Doro Wot. Doro meaning chicken, Wat or wet meaning stew. It takes a long time. If you're going to follow this is what you're going to be doing today, nothing else, because it takes hours. Let's go and take a look at the ingredients that we need, and I will be trying with my very limited Amharic, the national language of Ethiopia, to pop a few words in there to guide you on your way. Let's go. Okay, so let's look at the two main ingredients of Doro Wat. So obviously we've got our chicken here. So I've got two whole 1K chickens there. It's quite a lot of chicken, and I've washed that really nicely with salt and with lemon or LOMI. Onions, it's just an insane amount of onions, and I probably haven't got enough. There's 4 kg there of onions that are cut really small. Put them into my food processor and chopped it up. They're the two main ingredients. Let's look at some other stuff. Okay, so some other ingredients here. So we've got our BERBERE powder here. I've got about 5 tablespoons for this amount. Olive oil, hard-boiled eggs, garlic, and here I've got something called MEKALESHA. MEKALESHA is like a finishing what came in. It's like a, something that you just use at the end, like a garam masala powder really. We're going to add salt and some water. Let's get to the cooker. In fact, just before we get to the cooker, I just want to talk to you about the BERBERE powder. Please try and get your BERBERE powder from Ethiopia. Go online and see if you can get it. There's a few places that sell it. I've seen some BERBERE powder in Europe and wherever, and it's not the same at all. There's a whole lot going on in there. A lot of people just think that that's chili powder. It's not. There's tons and tons of stuff in there, and really, please try and get it from Ethiopia. Okay, so here we are. We're going to need a large pot and a lid. We've got a dry pan, no oil at this stage. We're going to drop in onions, the crazy amount of onions. On a medium heat, we need to cook this and dry them somewhat. It's probably going to take about 8 to 10 minutes. See you then. Prepare yourself for a long day. And while our onions are cooking away there, I forgot to show you this earlier on. This is KIBE. This is Ethiopian butter. It's a spiced butter. It is wonderful. I mean, it's fantastic stuff. I'm going to get around to making a video of this very soon. It's got things like kosret in it, besarbella and things like that. Let's get back to our onions. Okay, so we've been going for ages, and we've got all the moisture out, or pretty much all the moisture out of the onions, which is what you want to do. I'm now going to add some garlic. Now some people put tons and tons of garlic in. I'm not putting that much in, really. Some people put like, 3 or 4 cups worth in there. So our shinkut is in, which is onion. And our NECH shinkut, which means white onion translated, or garlic, is in. We're now going to add some ZEIT or oil. I'm using olive oil. In that goes. And we're going to go now for about another 10 minutes. Keep it moving. You're going to have a really strong arm when you're finished. Incredible stuff. Now I might get in trouble with some of you because my garlic's quite chunky, and some people say it needs to be much finer than this. I don't really mind it like that. Okay, we're now going to add some BERBERE powder. And like I say, please try and get your BERBERE from Ethiopia, because some of the stuff I've seen in other shops and places, it's just not the real deal at all. Plenty of that in. Now you think you've been stirring, we're just about to start stirring. So we want a low heat. Now BERBERE powder needs to cook, it needs to really cook out. So we're going to be on this low heat and we are literally going to stir this for about 45 minutes. What we're going to do is add splashes of water, tiny amounts of water, to prevent the Burberry powder from burning, because if it burns it gets really bitter and it's not great. So I'm going to be adding small amounts and stirring and stirring and stirring. You cannot walk away from this right now. Keep going. Okay, so far I've not put any water in yet. I've just been stirring and stirring. You cannot skip or rush this part of the dish. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some salt. Some people would put some black pepper in, or even some coromino, which is a large black cardamom, which is pretty much native to Ethiopia. It's got an amazing eucalyptus flavor and is in, or one of the ingredients that's in butter. Some people like to add that. Right, I'm going to add some KIBE now, or butter. We're going to be adding a bit more later on. I'm going to keep going now for about another 30 minutes, and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be adding a few splashes of water at this point. Okay, so we've been going and going and going here. Nice and low and slow, and lots of stirring. Time for our chicken. Now, when I showed you the chicken earlier, it had the skin on. I've now taken the skin off the chicken. Some people cook it with the skin on, generally skin off. So in goes our chicken. And I've got quite a lot of chicken here. Which was washed really nicely with water or wuha and salt, and then lemon or lomi. The word for lemon is lomi. This is looking incredible. Okay, we're now going to cook this for about 45 or 50 minutes, and again we're going to be stirring all the time, and I'll be adding just a little bit more water as we go along, which I'll show you. Keep stirring, keep stirring. Okay, next up, staying on this low heat, the lid's going to go on. I'm going to cook this for 1 hour. Now some people would cook this for much longer. I'm going to go for 1 hour and take a look. I think we might be alright. So lid on, low heat, give it a stir every now and then. See you in 1 hour. So while we're simmering away, I just want to talk to you about the eggs. So we've got hard-boiled eggs here. Usually you'd put 1 egg per serving, but what I want to show you is if you grab your egg and then just cut a little cross on the top, and I like to do it on the bottom as well. Just make that insertion there, because we're going to drop them in and cook it for a little bit longer, and that will soak in to the sauce. Okay, let's jump in and take a look now. That is looking fabulous, fabulous. What we're going to do now is we're going to drop in those hard-boiled eggs. Like I say, nice little cross on each one. Let me do that as I put them in. Yeah, and usually 1 egg per serving is the rule of thumb. I'm sticking 5 in here. I'm going to say just putting that little cross on the tops and on the bottom. I'm going to let this go again on this low heat for about another 20 minutes, I think. I think we might nearly be there. Okay, let's jump in for the last time. Lid off. I'm pretty happy with this. We're going to add a little bit more KIBE or butter. And a little pinch of MEKALESHA, a tiny pinch. DINICH. We're going to let that go just for about 2 to 3 more minutes. Just let the MEKALESHA and the KIBE do its thing, and that's done. I hope you enjoy that. Takes a long time, but it's really worth it. The national dish of Ethiopia, Doro Wot. We'll see you soon. Lots of love. I'm a Saganala.